We are informed at the outset of the film that the West is experiencing a severe recession as a result of the Cold War with China. The battle sparked a new arms race in which the creation of stronger, more sophisticated machinery was the primary goal. Vincent, a physician, is checking on Paul, a combat veteran who lost a portion of his skull in the lab. Vincent turns on an implant that makes his eyes sparkle to show that it is functioning when he doesn't hear back from Paul. Paul is then able to communicate with Vincent and reply to him. Paul's sole answer when he is asked whether he recalls what happened to him is to want to see his mother. Paul is unable to provide a description of his mother or her name when questioned. When Paul is unable to pass the empathy test that Vincent asks him to, he informs his colleague Lucy that they must end the conversation. Lucy tells him that they are weapons researchers, not charity, and that they cannot discard encouraging findings. Paul assaults before their disagreement can go any further. Lucy and the guard who enter to help them are killed by him. Paul is killed by a squad of military troops who enter the lab before he can murder Vincent. Paul's sparkling eyes go out, and that's the last thing Vincent sees before losing consciousness. Vincent had dreams of his daughter bonding with a robot and having her lips sparkle throughout this time. When he awakens, he discovers that time has passed since the event and that Paul's attack left a scar on his shoulder. He returns to the lab once again and does a Turing test, which involves separating a robotic machine and a human being with a screen. The computer cannot pass the exam. Only a human-like response and thought process will suffice. Disappointed, Vincent exits the building, but not before seeing an elderly woman waiting in a red jacket. He makes the decision to see his daughter Mary, whom he had seen in his dream that evening. She can't move or communicate properly since she has R syndrome. He returns to the lab later to do another Turing test. He goes to a conference the next morning when a researcher by the name of Ava delivers her work. Her creation is an autonomous robot that picks up knowledge from its experiences. The self-learning machine impresses Vincent, who asks Ava to work with him. The military's funding of his work is the sole requirement. Ava is initially dubious, but after speaking with her machine, she concludes that going with him will enable her to further the development of her machine. Ava visits the facility later, and the lady with the red jacket enters when she stops her vehicle at the checkpoint. She wonders what happened to her kid and informs her that he is imprisoned inside. Confusion set in. Ava responds that she has no idea what's going on either. The lady is brutally taken away in handcuffs by the soldiers before they can finish their chat. When Ava asks to be let go, they treat her the same way. Vincent meets the now freed Ava inside the lab and learns that she is Paul's mother, who has since passed away. Although he says he was a soldier who died 2 years ago, his mother has been finding it difficult to move on. Vincent can't tell Ava the truth since he lied to her while they were being watched by the military. As they go farther into the building, Ava's phone is seized from her. She also spots guards with wounds on their skulls that resemble crescents. According to Vincent, every one of them is a soldier who has suffered a catastrophic brain injury. Their lives are improved by the implant, which aids in the restoration of memory, movement, and eyesight. One significant adverse effect that prevents this from being done on a bigger scale is that some troops lost their ability to speak after the implant. Though Ava is pleased, there are sinister secrets in the lab. The guards are brutally removed if they are discovered to be organizing an attack on the institution. After being brought to Vincent's lab, Ava meets Thompson, Vincent's supervisor, and discovers a quantum computer. Although he is impressed by Ava's brilliance, he is uncomfortable with her political beliefs. They proceed to test James, a soldier who lost both of his limbs in battle, prosthetic hand. These prosthetic arms resemble natural human limbs. Thompson informs Ava that they want the military to engage in peace talks and put an end to the conflict. Is it okay if James holds Ava's hand? When she accepts, he begins to dance with her, and just before they split up, he gets to murmur her request for assistance, naming Area 6. The guards then escort him away. It is instructed for Vincent and Ava to go on with their endeavor. Ava queries Vincent about Area 6 while they work on it. He informs her that all of the veterans with serious wounds are housed there. He doesn't respond when she asks if they are captives and walks out of the room. Using this opportunity, Ava searches through Paul's computer for information concerning his passing. However, she requires a password to access the data. She travels to Area 6 the next morning and finds the veterans' jail cells there. But before she can look into it further, the guards find her and make her leave. Vincent works with Ava on her emotions and facial expressions back at the lab. Additionally, he cautions her from poking around since it may injure her. He instructs her to mind her own business when she asks him to clarify what he means. Asking Siri, his neural connection assistant, to share her findings regarding Ava, Thompson is at his office. He is wary of her after learning that she intends to access Area 6 and using a computer hacking tool. Ava and Vincent finish their brain and contact her machine one day later. She is able to devise a strategy to overcome China and passes the Turing test. The strategy is to sneak inside China and take it out from the inside. Thompson finds the notion appealing, but Ava is uneasy. When Vincent and Ava get in the vehicle to depart, Ava asks him why he remained if he doesn't like his job. He acknowledges that his only purpose for being there is to assist his daughter by creating a brain implant for her. It makes Ava extremely happy, so she decides to assist him. They volunteer to assist the lady in the red jacket who they see on the road at that same time. They are shocked to learn that she is a Chinese spy when they get closer to her. The spy causes Vincent to pass unconscious by stabbing Ava. Thompson is watching Ava being shot by the guy on the other end of the camera, but he keeps playing golf in his office. When Vincent returns, Thompson informs him that he was a Chinese spy who injured researchers in order to stall their robots project. Vincent queries this, wondering why he was spared injury. Then Thompson informs him that the patrol discovered them in time, engaged in gunfire with him, and that he then fled. Although Vincent has doubts about the narrative Thompson gives him, he decides to keep silent and go on working on the equipment. He builds the machine based on Ava's appearance. Vincent is shocked to see how much she resembles Ava after she's finished. The device takes hold of his palm and informs him that he has a lovely scent. She informs Vincent that she would never want to harm him, and he praises her for not hurting anybody. Thompson asks her whether she'll be able to hurt others because he wants her to. They go to psychological evaluation, where they learn that Ava is the machine's mother and that she is its first memory. When they subject the machine to spiders to see whether it has acquired Ava's phobia, it reacts to them just as naturally as Ava did. She murders him out of panic when a guy wearing a clown mask then shows there. She is horrified to learn that she murdered the guy and begs for his return. Vincent informs her that it's not feasible and urges her to never murder again. When Vincent visits Area 6 one day, he discovers that the veterans' implants are causing them to lose their ability to speak. James is one of them. He informs James about Ava's fate and pledges to support him. However, because of her fright, the machine has stopped working. Siri approaches her and gives her a touch. Siri's face begins to shine as the machine grasps her hands and speaks to her. Returning to the machine, Vincent informs her that he believed her to be broken. She explains to him that her lack of response was due to her sadness. At that moment, he gets a response from his daughter's physicians informing him that her health is deteriorating. The machine interrupts him as he attempts to see his daughter. He walks away after telling her that she cannot use her position to intimidate others. He does, however, make a quick vow to return. She glances at his daughter's photo as he leaves his wallet in the room. After that, the machine begins to move in the direction of the lab. Siri approaches the other troops and uses neural language to communicate with them. Vincent returns in the meantime to locate the machine outside the lab. Vincent asks her why she embraced him when she goes to give him a hug. She informs him that she gave him a hug because she saw that his wallet had a photo of his kid. She was aware of his daughter's illness and wanted to assist. When Vincent learns this, he starts to cry. The machine comforts him, telling him that all that separates her from everyone else is that she is a human. Thompson approaches her as she is painting in her room and informs her that she possesses a file in her brain that may provide her unique abilities. She discovers she can speak more than one language now. In order to show off her other skills, he invites her to accompany him. He leads her to the Chinese detainee who had assaulted Ava and Vincent. She is informed by Thompson that he murdered her mother. Taken aback by this, Thompson begs her to save him from hurting Vincent once again. The guy is eventually freed and given a knife, but not before she begins yelling at him to stop. She breaks the man's arm to stop him, but Thompson requests that she get rid of him. Vincent would never want to harm anybody, so she declines. Thompson pulls her away enraged. Vincent is now seeing his daughter, who is hospitalized due to illness. In case she passes away from it, he scans her brain to save it. When he returns to the lab, the machine is concealed under the table. He informs Thompson that she is aware because she was forced to murder the Chinese spy. Thompson, however, demands evidence for it. While he strives to demonstrate her humanity, his daughter's deteriorating health forces him to visit the hospital. Thompson is training the machine to be a soldier while this is going on. After his daughter's lung operation fails, Vincent says goodbye to her. In the hopes of one day bringing her back via robot, he then transfers the brain data to the lab's computer. He looks into her eyes and discovers that she has many visions of him, which he uses to demonstrate that the machine is awake. According to Thompson, they don't need sentient devices that can end up doing more damage than good. That's the reason doctors have to turn off a portion of her brain. Thompson threatens to remove Mary's brain, which Vincent had transferred to his computer. If Vincent doesn't comply, he had to proceed with the procedure in order to save his daughter's brain. Vincent informs her about it after going to the machine. After she consents to assist him on behalf of his daughter, he operates to remove her implant. She begs him to stop and admits that she is afraid, but he nevertheless removes her awareness, or a portion of her brain. Outside, Thompson says he has erased Mary's brain scans and gives the order to lock Vincent up. He attaches Vincent to a chair and gives the machine the command to shoot him in order to prove that the machine is no longer aware. She pulls the trigger without thinking twice. Nevertheless, Vincent escapes unscathed and the bullet chamber is empty. Subsequently, Thompson finds out from another scientist that Vincent was lying and had just taken out her DPS battery. Just before the camera dies, he suddenly discovers that the machine is grinning. While she releases Vincent and assures him that she will rescue his daughter, he orders the contraption to be destroyed. She requests that he destroy the quantum computer in exchange. All of the implanted troops are controlled by the machine, making them cooperate with her. When Thompson attempts to turn off the implants, Siri interrupts him. Vincent travels to Area 6 in the meantime to release the veterans. Siri assists him. In the process, Thompson is killed. She informs Vincent that she has his daughter's brain scan stored inside of her after getting rid of him. After leaving the base satisfied, they give Paul's mother his paperwork so she can rest well knowing what transpired with her son. At the conclusion of the film, Vincent is using a tablet to communicate with his daughter. When she insisted on speaking with her mother, the machine took the gadget away from him so that Mary could speak with her.